Alright, so it's about that time for another video. It was, I want to talk about a guy that was talking about how you see your family or people in real life. And, there was this one time I didn't ever say anything about it because I was always trying to figure it out. Like it seems like whenever I go to the cloning center, it's like I want to look into whatever it was. Like certain things will pop out at me. Like that one time, because I think I remember mentioning it. There was one time, um, the lizard person or whatever the fuck that was. I don't think it wasn't. It might have been the lizard people. It's just this thing was sucking my blood, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was seeing all these naked other people. I couldn't see their faces exactly. It's like everything's like it's like through a filter, like you see everything through like a grayed filter, like a gray filter or something. And even the lizard person or whatever the fuck that was sucking my blood, the chupacabra, that's what they supposedly call this thing, I guess, like the Mexicans down in Mexico, that's what they called it. And this thing, I wanted to know what the fuck it was so bad. Like it was like I was there, man. I was there. I was right there. But back on topic where they cover up the faces, man. I've had my handler. I guess it's a fucking handler, man, because I think a couple times like he'll be sitting there and he'll be waiting to put a needle in my arm, and make me go to sleep, go back to sleep, my clone version. So I pop back into my real body, So I'm starting to wake up to all this shit, and they don't want that. They don't want that. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to, like make sure that I'm not gonna be going around remembering this shit. And yeah, there was one time I started talking about the all this corrupt shit and everything, and then I started talking about my mom. This is in a dream, whatever, not a dream, whatever. And this guy, I could see him, but it's like I was there in this room, and then I see him right in front of me, and I'm like telling him about my mom abusing me and all this shit. I started talking about my real life. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Oh, yeah." And then he comes up to me and just sticks a needle in my arm, like in my what if yeah, I mean it was like my left, he hit my left with his right, he came up with the needle and stuck it in my arm, and then I just looked at him like, and I kept talking though, and then I fall to the floor, and then I just fall asleep, like I was still half dreaming, like I was lucid dreaming or some shit. And they talk about this. They talk about how if you go into your clone, you lucid dream. You're also lucid dreaming. It's like it's not. It's real life, but yeah, like that. And yeah, it's been plenty of times. One time, this guy, I don't know if it was my handler or what, but there was a guy. I think it was the same guy because in my mind, I felt like I just knew that this was the same dude. And he starts talking to me. He starts talking to me about all this shit going on. That's how I was able to wake up, because someone within the cloning center or whatever doesn't like this shit, or they want the truth to be out there. It's all controlled. To me, it's all controlled. Like they are under control. Like they have everything under control. It's all according to plan. And this is how they're doing it. They're slowly making it a reality for people. So when they actually come in, people were going to be like, "Oh no, this is You know, like, okay, I imagine this. I imagine it. And this is weird because sometimes when I get these thoughts, it actually happens. So, okay, so the aliens, whatever the fuck they're called, whatever chupacabras, whatever, they all live underground, right? And so I imagine this. What if we had an alien invasion of sorts, and they came in and they were like, oh yeah, people are just like, oh yeah, that's just a guy in a costume. Oh, that's a really good costume guy. Like, wow. And then when it's too late, when it's too fucking late to take it all back, to go back and, turn the hands of time, they really invade us. They start killing us all off. After they realize there's a lot of them gathering, they realize that this is not a fucking, like guys in costumes and shit. They're actually coming from underground, slowly invading us because they normalize it. Like they take everything and they normalize it. Like gay, like being gay, LGBT, all that shit is Illuminati. That's an Illuminati agenda. All that shit. Why do you think they put the LGBT rainbow colors with the Black Lives Matter? And then the feminists, oh my god. They make females out to be like they're fucking god, like they're god. Every female is a goddess. Like you should worship them. Like I only worship a girl that I want to worship, not because some fucking television told me to, not because they're not goddesses. Bro, they're just as nasty as us guys. I mean, really. I mean, we're all fucking humans, so there's no point in being a feminist. Like they just try to do that. So you give all your power to the female or God or religion. It's all a means of control. It's control, man. They want control. So lately, yeah, so I'm gonna go back to when me and this guy was talking about seeing our families at the cloning center. And okay, so the lizard people, I can't remember, like, I don't, like, it's, how they do it, they put it all through a filter, like, so you don't remember the whole fucking memory. So this is how they do it. And so this happened to me, like with the lizard person. I wanted to look into this shit, right? I was like, something told me I wanted, like, something, I should look into this. I should look into this. And I was so curious about it. And this happened with my family. I even counted them in my dream, like in my dream. I counted how many faces, how many masks I saw. And I was underground. I remember it. I was underground, bro. And this guy is talking about, oh, he's underground and he's meeting all these people he knew in real life, all these family members, and same shit happened to me. And I didn't even really realize it until he mentioned it. And this happened 2 years ago. I had that dream, 2 years, yeah, about 2 years ago. And I saw 7 faces, 7 masks, okay? And I swear they were fucking with my clone. Like, they were in their clone, but they were fucking with me. And they realized, oh, I'm about to remember something. I'm about to wake up to this. So they put their masks on. Just like he said, like that woman that he was talking about did. Like, she realized like what he was talking about. He was talking about all these lizards, and he was talking about the dream to the girl that he was supposedly fucking around with, Like, he was talking to this chick in real life about shit, and in all reality, she was a clone, and she was there with him, and that's when she put on her mask, okay? And she shut him up, and he thought it was strange, and she shut him up, and that fucking freaked me out, because that same shit happened to me when they had those masks. Dude, the masks look like they were oval, right? And then they had like it was plain, like, but it was like alien looking, like how an alien face looks, how they got those but it's not. His head wasn't as big. The heads weren't as big. That it was a mask, and I counted like in my head in the dream, in the so-called dream. I was counting this. Like, really, why? Why was I counting all this? Like, why did I count these faces? And I still remember it's seven. It was seven of them. And I kept thinking, was it a tomb, a grave? Like, that's what I kept getting, you know? Like, was this a tomb, a grave, or what? What is this? And if you go on, this is insane. They put it in TV shows, video games, all this shit, right? This is insane. You go on Odyssey, it's, it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you play the game. And in one of the scenes, man, your family, like your brother, you meet your brother or your sister in an underground cult with a cult, and they're all wearing masks. You can't see them. They're all from all around the world, bro. And I'm like, how the fuck did they get from here to underground? Like from all the way to fuck over here, because I gotta meet some of these people, from way to fuck over here. And these cultists, I gotta kill them. So they're like from all around this world on the game. And I'm like, how the fuck did all these motherfuckers get all the way over in this place to go underground just to converse? Like, it's insane what they put your family underground masks. Family, you meet your family member here underground, right? And they even got a thing. They even got like this little relic, this ancient alien relic or whatever the fuck it is. And you put your hand on it, and they can read your mind. And how they figured out that they were brother and sister is because they went to touch it at the same time, because there's a cult leader, they that they're fucking, they got power. They're a figurehead, but they got power and they control all these motherfuckers, right? And yeah, so they put their hand on this, and that's how they figured out they were brother and sister. But like, that's what I mean. Like, one of them already knew that they were brother and sister, but the other one figured out through their memories of each other when they touched that alien artifact or whatever. And they're underground with masks on. I mean, they're putting it out there for everyone to see. That shit happened to me and plenty of other people. I've seen a video of a girl freaking out because she kept going to another dimension because, you know what I mean? And she was freaking out and all this shit. And the police, like, I've seen videos of people talking about this shit like being another dimension, but it's not. It's just you lucid dreaming in your clone, like, basically. And yeah. But anyway, I wanted to let y'all know that what's been going on. I wanted to touch up on that subject, where when you're in your clone, you go to see your family. Donald Marshall was right. Everything he's talking about and all the celebrities are talking about. And all you motherfuckers that are posting, y'all weirdos are posting. I don't care if I'm not judging. I'm not saying that, you are a weirdo, but the motherfuckers that are posting all this religious nonsense, get the fuck out of here. You're controlled. You're an Illuminati subject. You're a tool. You're a puppet. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay? Take everything throw it down the fucking drain, and start over. Because that's what it's gonna take. You're not gonna accept this overnight. You're not, because I didn't. It took me probably 2 years, 3 years to fully recognize what's been going on, like to acknowledge what's going on, and it's still taking me time to realize all these memories, all these things that have happened, and I'm slowly awakening to this, and then I want to touch up on this too. I'm slowly awakening to this. There was one dream or whatever that I woke up just like slowly, like my eyes are slowly opening, like realizing where I'm at. That's what it is. I'm starting to gain awareness of where I'm at when I'm in my clone. And it's like I swear, like in one of my dreams, I'm slowly, like metaphorically, opening my eyes, like literally and metaphorically at the same time. Like I'm slowly opening my eyes, and what I saw was just dirt, like maybe like when I'm underground. Yeah, I mean I'm underground, but that's what I saw. I saw brownish, like just something about that color too. Sometimes I get in my head like one time I even said that I like the color brown. And I'm like, why? Why do I like the color brown? Why do I? What the fuck is up with this? And yeah, it's weird, man. It's fucking. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's anyway. Anyway, it happens differently with different people, But I'm just trying to tell you what something's just been. I think it's myself telling me, like through that, like in my head, like something's telling me like the color brown or like railroad tracks because at one point I see railroad tracks, man. Dude, I see railroad tracks. Like there's always railroad tracks. I don't know, underground railroad tracks, and there's been plenty of people that's talked about this. And the lizard people, whatever they were, man, they put me through that test, that whole test I was telling you about. It's just something that tells me, like something in the back of my head telling me this, like awareness. There's awareness of this color, this subject, or whatever the fuck it is, like railroad tracks, like something trying to make me aware of this, like telling me this, like in a circle, like I'm going back to this over and over. That's how you know something's up. I'm just learning this too. I'm just now, you know what I mean, having awareness myself of that awareness, like that circle, that thought that keeps repeating over and over, like going back to that subject, going back to that topic, like railroad tracks, or the color brown, or underground. Even sometimes I even get it in my head like underground, like, and it's not even, it. You'll have to figure it out yourself if it's happening to you. But I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm still alive for now. Um, there's been something going on with my body lately. I don't know if it's gonna go away or what's gonna happen, but I'll let you know afterward. But anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you. Think for yourself. Do you, whatever. Always criticize everything. Why this? Why that? Right? But keep going. This is how the message in the bottle gets sent to the future. This is the future right here, right now. Us talking about this, sharing all this shit, share my shit, do what you do, man. Don't ever judge, just think for yourself, keep an open mind about everything. Don't ever take anything in. All right. I'll let y'all know what happens later on, or if anything happens, or anyway, later. Think for yourself.